So we're in Lisbon at Light Reading's 2020 Vision Executive Summit. I'm here with Mattias Fridstrom from Telia Carrier. Mattias, good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you.
So you gave a great presentation yesterday, giving some updates on the trends in terms of internet traffic. Can you just give us sort of just a brief overview of what you talked about? Because there were some particular patterns that have happened this year that you were a little concerned about at some point.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right. I would say the trend we saw started really in the autumn last year. The autumn last year was not a great autumn. It was the worst autumn we've ever seen in our company in terms of traffic growth. And from that we felt, where's the world going to take us from here? And what we saw then, first 6 months of last year, no growth at all. Absolutely zero growth.
Right.
And that was all over the place. It wasn't just the local incumbents, it was the sort of every ISP, it was even the CDN providers and some of the content providers. Very little growth on public internet. And of course, big portion of our business is being the one that provides the public internet.
Okay.
But then what we saw after the summer was this tremendous uptake in traffic, and September this year was the 7th best September we've ever seen. So a huge uptake, and of course part of my presentation yesterday was that I was extremely worried in June. I'm still worried, but I'm not as worried as I was in June. We can see the traffic growth again, and we're sort of hopefully back at the 25-30% growth that we have seen every year, and that what kind of we live on. We need the traffic growth to offset the price decline and so on. So most of my presentation yesterday was about the trends we see, and since Telia Carrier represents a fair chunk of internet, currently about 55% of internet, I think what we see pretty much everyone else see.
Yeah, that sounds very representative. Yeah. And I know some of the questions from the audience yesterday were about, was there any particular reason for the uptick again in sort of in Q3?
I think
people were probably looking for trends. Was there, a particular new? Somebody was asking about gaming, particular games, whether it was having an impact.
There is absolutely some gaming traffic in there, but I think we also discussed yesterday that gaming doesn't provide the traffic you believe it should, because I believe most of that happens in your PC, in your computer. That's where the whole thing turns into what you see on the pictures. Pretty much it's only coordinates that's sent to your computer that's turned into pictures for the gaming providers. But I would say that the thing we have done some analysis around this, why this happened, and I think part of it is because we've been actually quite successful. Could be because of some of our worst competitors are much more in a consolidation move. Right now they've bought other companies and are spending a lot of time on trying to sort of get a grip of the assets they've just purchased and getting that into. And parts also because I know that some of our customers hasn't been very happy with other providers, and therefore we've been given sort of a fair chunk of that traffic as well. So our traffic has grown in proportion to other. Then of course could be some general trends behind that. Some traffic is increasing with seasonality and so on. Summertime is always a very calm time, and then typically after summer most people do their updates and everything, and there's a lot of things coming. So,
are there any particular sort of service or traffic types that you expect to have an impact on the kind of trends? Because basically we're still talking about significant growth in traffic volumes. Even if it flattens out, 25%
is still
of,
a lot.
of massive amounts of data is still extraordinary.
No, but you're right. Obviously the streaming traffic and that type of traffic is big, and it's probably going to get even bigger when sort of more 4K, 8K type of traffic is coming into the network. So that's going to be big. But I think the biggest thing and the thing we look most forward to is the trend that enterprise customers are starting to think about the internet as their backbone.
Okay, so SD-WAN is
exactly. Previously everyone said, we want to have an MPLS background that's absolutely separated from the internet traffic, and it's been sort of high security lines everywhere. Now people feel there are so many security options on the public internet. Companies like Zscaler and others, and Cisco for instance, they can provide you with security on public internet, which means that people say, let's put my backbone traffic on the public internet. I buy local internet breakouts wherever I have an office, just connect them to the internet. SD-WAN solutions on top of internet handles my traffic, and of course that traffic, we've never seen that type of enterprise traffic in our network because it's been in private networks before. If that suddenly ends up on the public internet, perfect for us, and a good growth in the public internet sector.
And SD-WAN has been talked about for a while, but it feels like we're only getting to the point where enterprises are coming to the end of their contract periods for the MPLS services, and now over the next year or two might be the time when they actually switch. So,
yeah, you're right. They will switch, and I can see that we've started to sort of ask a few enterprises if we can see the RFPs they're sending out, and I can say that clearly every one of them wants an SD-WAN solution. I don't think everyone knows what it is really, but it's clearly that they want that. They want that sort of word combination when we provide the offer. I think we can pretty much provide any type of offer, but they want that feeling that they are into the future and that the traffic is flowing much more. It's not sort of super dedicated lines like in an MPLS world. It's more, using the right path at the right time.
Okay.
And having more software steering the traffic instead of hardwired.
Right. Okay. So interesting. So just to kind of sum up where we are in terms of public internet traffic, you expect the growth trend over, say, the next 3 to 5 years to be around the 25%?
I think around 20 to 25% is probably what we can expect, coming from the 35% that we've seen in the past. I think that's a fair assumption to be there. I know there were some people yesterday who said that the 5G and IoT will absolutely spill over to the international piece. I'm quite skeptic to that. I think that's much more of a national play. But if it happens, no one is more happy than I am. And I spoke to my CEO this morning, and I spoke about this, and he was also like, if people believe that, perfect, great, let's hope for it. I still feel it's probably going to be much more of a national play, mobile operator play in some way.
Okay, well, this is something we should keep an eye on and carry on talking about at the Executive Summit and see where the trends take us.
Absolutely.
Mattias, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thanks.